and the way that they shared this story. Hold on one second. Let me get my tech together. I was right there and I clicked the wrong button. Hold on. And I do want to give you a trigger warning because the following content may contain suicide or self-harm topics. So I do want to give you a trigger warning. But this is a video of the person who has planted this story in our community. And I want to use the word plant very firmly because nobody was thinking about this until this person started talking about this. But I want to show you this person from just a couple days ago, 48 hours ago. This video is 2 days old, posted by this person's best friend on one of this person's best friend's growing phantom YouTube channels. And this person, Tokyo Tony, the best friend, is also an employee of the company. So if you're an employee of Philadelphia and Goomba hijacked it, who are you working for? Who are you getting paid by? Anyway, let's go.
You've reached the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. We are here to help. Para español, oprime el número 2. To reach the Veterans Crisis Line, if you are a U.S. veteran or service member or are calling about one, press 1 to connect with.
I'm playing this one for
Your call will
Ebony
be
Williams.
transferred to the Veterans
Nosy
Crisis
bitch.
Line. Your call will be recorded. Your call may be monitored for quality assurance purposes. During the silent transfer, you may hear beeps. Please stay on the line as your call is transferred to the next available VCL responder.
So y'all know who this is, right? Put your favorite name for this crazy person in the chat if you know who this is. And it's straight from Jaguar Wright's channel. Let me just mention something real quick. If you look right here, you will see very clearly Jaguar Wright posted this to her own live. Okay? This is Jaguar Wright's live. This isn't somebody else in the room secretly videotaping her or any of that kind of bullshit. This is Jaguar Wright's live, and this is Jaguar Wright's best friend's channel. I'll show you. Hold on one second. This channel right here, Cups of Convo. If you'll notice, every single thing on this channel posted is about Jaguar Wright and from the perspective of Tokyo Tony somehow. It'd be a video of Tokyo Tony on the phone with Jaguar Wright. And this is the only place that's got it first. So, of course, we know this is Tokyo Tony. Okay. Who is an employee of Jaguar Wright's company that has been defunct since 2019.
My husband's trying to kill me. He's stalking me. He's stealing my money. I can't get into any of my devices. He's now hacking and following me. He told me, well, actually, he didn't tell me. He told my goddaughter that if I came.
Who's her goddaughter, y'all? Who is her goddaughter? Because I thought a goddaughter was assigned by the parents of somebody. So we're going to talk about that for a second, because I'm going to break that shit down. Before I even get to this other shit about Gerald, let's break that down. Who is her goddaughter? Her goddaughter is supposed to be Lasagna, who is also known, what's her real name? What's Legina's real name? Excuse me, because we're going to talk about this for a second. Legina's real name is Angela, right? And Angela says that her mother is who? Angela says her mother is who? Y'all tell me in the chat. Who does Angela say her mother is? Who does Angela tell us that her mother is? Who does she believe her mother is? Aaliyah, thank you. And who does Angela believe her father is? Who does Angela believe her father is? Because we're going to break this shit down right here. Excuse me for burping. excuse me, Angela believes her father is R. Kelly. So Angela believes her mother is Aaliyah and her father is R. Kelly. And Jaguar Wright says that Angela is her goddaughter. Now, I believe, and I think this goes across cultures, that a godmother is assigned by parents of a child. Am I right? Godmother is assigned by the parents of a child, one or both. Yes or wrong? Am I wrong? I can't understand how, if you never met these people, you're her godmother. I think we got to be careful because I have a godson. I take that job very seriously. I didn't even like that boy when he was a kid. He was bad as fuck. But I have a godson. And if anything happens to his mother, I know what my responsibility is. So what are we talking about? Luckily for me, now he's in his 20s because his mama was fast. so So how are you her godmother if you never met her parents? And one of them is deceased and the other one is in jail or in prison. So how do you assign yourself the role of a godparent? I told y'all, Jaguar gives people these family names: niece, nephew, sis, cuz, uncle. She gives people these family names. Can't nobody just be her friend. And the one nigga she said friend to, she was trying to sell some pussy to. She fakes her way into relationships with people. And she telling this lie. Because y'all know good and goddamn well this isn't true. But I'm going to let y'all go ahead and watch this because I want you to understand the context of the person who started this whole rumor. And then we're going to get to the source. Because I owe it to the Knowles Carter's family to get to the source. That's the responsibility they gave me when I talked to them about this.
Came home, he was going to consider me a threat and shoot me. I had to sleep in my car last night. I had to call the police on him twice. Like, why don't you people go pick him up?
Hey, can I start by getting your name?
Is what she's saying the truth? Give me a 1 in the chat. Give me a T in the chat if what she's saying is the truth. Give me a F in the chat if what she's saying is false. Damn, I sent that email to myself 4 hours ago and it's just not coming. My security is on point. I have a business email security that scans everything before it comes through. I couldn't even email myself earlier today. Give me a T in the chat if what she's saying about Gerald Johnson right now, her husband, is true. Give me a F in the chat if what she's saying is false. Please. We are too educated to not take this walk down this road. We gonna stop ignoring these motherfuckers when they come out acting like this because I got a word from my ancestors this week. From your ancestors too. All them bad bitches that went before us. They said we can't sit here and let this woman slither among us as if she's one of us. Somebody got to call this hoe out. While she trying to call everybody else out, somebody has to make it known what it is and what it ain't. In a way that can't be denied or declined. It is our responsibility as women to call out the real from the fake. Now we'll see a trans walk down the street and a heartbeat and be like, "Ooh, that's a man, that's a man." But y'all let Jaguar Wright stand up amongst us? Hell no. Absolutely not. She wears drawers with dick holes in them. And I'm going to call that shit out. I am not going to allow this woman to continue to run amok in our community, if for nothing else, but just to say I did it so it don't go down the wrong way when it come to me. Now, after tonight, she might just be good for some entertainment. Because when I tell you, this shit had me dying. I didn't even watch the end of it because it was so funny to me when you think about it from like the perspective of like knowing Jaguar Wright ain't shit. When you think about it and you don't let yourself get mad at it, this shit is hilarious. So let me just let it.
My name is Jacqueline Wright Johnson.
Okay.
Thank you for the cash app. I really appreciate it.
Miss Jacqueline, just in case we're disconnected.
You don't have it on your switchboard?
Ma'am, can I get a good callback number just in case we're disconnected?
I hear you, but I'm just
You know that bitch ain't had a job in a minute. She said you don't have it on your switchboard.
asking because my phone number is very sensitive.
And now, so you said you called, your husband has been threatening to kill you.
Yes, for the past 2 days. He assaulted me last night at my show. My show was canceled because he told my band he was having me arrested. I was a thief and they didn't have a job anymore. So go the fuck home.
Y'all, Shauna told us what happened, right? Shauna talked to the owner of the establishment who said there was no show, there was an open mic, and Jaguar Wright had invited herself to join the open mic. And while she was working with the band to see if they were going to do something together, her and her and Gerald started arguing. And he went outside. They never got in a fight. They never got in an argument. There was never any kind of physical interaction. Nobody had to carry him out. He never spat on her. None of that happened. They just disagreed. And there was no show. She'll go on to say her drummer something. She don't have no drummer. If I had a drummer, you'd know it. I got a daughter, and you know it. There's nobody in a professional band that goes live as much as she does, and you don't know she's got a band. Name one person in Jaguar Wright's band. Name one instrument in Jaguar Wright's band. I don't have much time to wait.
Oh.
This bitch is lying.
Then he assaulted me in front of my drummer. 6 men had to escort him out onto Cockrell Hill Road.
She doesn't even do white girl well. She doesn't even do the white woman police voice well. She still sounds like a low-life human being. She sounds like a street person. I'm not saying white is right. What I'm saying is, if you're going to try to make that kind of tone, at least get it right. At least get it right. I'm not going to show you how to do it. That's for me when I have to call the police.
Stalked outside, waited for everybody to go back inside when I was sitting in the car.
No, Sir Smiles, I'm saying name one instrument in her band. Name one person in her band. Because Jaguar Wright got a band. Miss Data said she played the triangle. Jaguar Wright got a band. She got a drummer. Y'all.
Then he had the key to the access panel, got in the car, hit me, and spit in my face. And then the guys had to pull him off of me out of the car and escort him off the property again.
Y'all, did this happen? Shauna talked to the owner of the establishment. I don't believe for one half a second that this didn't happen because the owner said it didn't. The owner said none of this happened. None of it. Not even a little bit. It was non-dramatic. They did decide not to let her
I'm so
enjoy
sorry
the
to
open
hear
mic.
that this is happening to you.
I have no money. I have no money because he's hijacked all of our business money that comes in from our Roku TV channel. He's spending it. I have $5, a quarter tank of gas. My son.
She's had $5 and a quarter tank of gas for almost 2 weeks now. Oh, it was a half a tank of gas last week. But she been in Shreveport, so I guess she only used a quarter tank of gas to get from Dallas to Shreveport. But that same $5 she had when she got locked up last Monday. Not this past Monday, was it? Was it this past Monday, girls? I can't even. Was it this past Monday when she got locked up? Because I'm expecting her to do something in the next 72 hours. That's her cycle. That's her news cycle. She had that $5 in her pocket when she was trying to sell pussy at the bodega, remember? At the Chinese food joint? That same $5 in her pocket. And that day she had a half a tank of gas. Now watch her say she's in her studio.
Son and my goddaughter, and we have no money because he's
Where is she though?
taking everything. Right now, we're trying to get control of my emails back because he hacks into my phone and my tablet and shuts it down and puts a password on it so I can't.
What she really means to tell you is she did not pay her GoDaddy bill for the email package and the website. What she's planning for you to understand, we already did research on her domain last week, Monday. We did research on her domain and found out that her domain is expired. It's not in a sellable, transferable, usable state. What she doesn't know is that what she does know is that any day now her website's gonna be gone because she hasn't paid the bill. Because we sold it to her for we gave her the email for free for a year, but it renewed at $138. We sold her the website we gave her the website for free, but it does renew at like $4,000 or $5,000 a year. You know? And she misused that whole $6,000 she pimped off of Angela last week. So I'm telling you, that's what's happening. She's figuring out how to tell you that her website is no longer going to be up.
Get into it. I couldn't even call 911 last night.
Okay, so you didn't call them, you weren't able.
She said she didn't call 911 last night, but that was the day after she called the mayor's office cussing everybody out, calling people black bitches and shit. You couldn't call 911 last night, but you showed up at the police station in some shitty Pampers, gave yourself angina.
He took over my fucking phone.
Okay, is he with you now?
No, he's not. What the fuck do you think?
She's so entertaining.
Okay, I'm sorry, man.
That was a dumbass question, though. Is he with you there now? What the fuck? That was a fucking stupid ass question, but she got the lady all flustered. She better than me, Lord Jesus, because I would have cussed that hoe out. Do you wonder why that nigga upside your head? Because I'm about to be too. I'm telling
Ma'am, I'm
you.
just trying to make sure that you are safe.
She better than
Yeah,
me.
I'm safe. I told you I slept in my fucking car.
She told all of us she slept in the car, which means Angela was sleeping in the car. Now, I know a little bit more about the Sam situation than I can say. What I can say is Sam was also sleeping in the car. Okay? You ain't heard nobody talk about Sam in about a week, have you?
Okay, and so do you have any family or friends in your area?
Bitch, go get him. Send somebody, go fucking get him. This nigga's threatening to kill me. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. If he runs up on me again, like he busted my fucking windshield on a car I just bought, barely,
Oh, no, you didn't.
at the beginning of the month, I'ma shoot him. Do you hear me? I will defend myself because he is a wild fucking animal right now. I will shoot him and I will put him fucking down. Fuck around with that fentanyl weed. I don't want to do that.
Now, who y'all hear there right there? Who was that y'all heard right there? Who was that y'all heard right there? In the background. Sound like the inside of a tree bark. Who was that y'all heard in the background talking? Because I told you that was Tokyo Tony's Phantom channel, right? I'm going to let y'all catch that on the playback.
You know what y'all done to him. Go get him. Get him some fucking help. He's been bleeding out his ass.
Tony. I'm going to do that again just for you.
Fuck around with that fentanyl weed. I don't want.
Did you hear her that time, Miss Naders? No, that wasn't no lasagna. That was tweaked out Tony.
Do that. He's a veteran. You know what y'all done to him. Go get him. Get him some fucking help. He's been bleeding out his ass for 3 weeks straight and refuses to go to the hospital.
She tells everybody's business but her own. Do you hear me? She tell everybody's business but her motherfucking own. How do you tell somebody this man been bleeding out his ass for the last 3 weeks, but you want him to fuck you and yours? Lord Jesus.
Now,
all the way live.
I know that this is very hard for you to go through, ma'am,
Sure
with
did.
what you're going through with your husband.
He needs help. He needs help.
Okay.
He probably brought
Have you
something
been in
home.
touch with any local resources, any shelters, any?
What are you talking about shelters? What would I need a shelter for?
Watch what she said. Because, bitch, you was sleeping in your motherfucking car. In the car.
You said you were sleeping in your car.
Yes, I slept in my car because I couldn't go home.
You couldn't go to a hotel?
Okay, do you have anywhere to go?
I'm sure there's a Four Seasons somewhere in Dallas. A Waldorf Astoria, a W, a Ritz-Carlton. A JW Marriott, a Hilton. It's a something you could have went to and not had to sleep in the car.
Did I say I was safe?
Okay, ma'am, I am.
No, because you starting to piss me the fuck off. I don't need no shelter. I'm not some poor veteran's wife who married him.
She just said she had $5 in her pocket and a quarter tank of gas.
Because I ain't had no job. I have a Roku TV channel. I am a YouTube content creator. I have money. Do you know where I'm at right now?
She has a whole Roku TV channel. Now, I already did my research on that. And first of all, it ain't no channel. It's a show, which is different than a channel. I wish she knew how to use a dictionary. Jesus. Because a channel has more than one show. So, like, let's just say, channel 13. You can watch different things at different times on channel 13, which is a part of, channel 13 might be housed at WVTR, which is the station, and owned by ABC, which is the network. Bitch, you say you got all three, and I can't even understand.
Studio where I film all of those videos that go viral every other fucking day. Now I'm telling you, he's been online talking all kinds of shit. He's spiraling out. He's fucking stalking me, and he's threatening to kill me.
But you ain't heard no time during this call the line beep because somebody called in, right? See, because when people call me with that bullshit, I be listening. Because if they stalking you and they been calling you, they gonna call while I'm on the phone with you too. Because they been doing that. They been calling. So they gonna call. And if you talk to somebody this long, it's been 6 minutes, their line ain't beeped once. And if you've ever dated an African, you know they like to call you 17, 18 times back to goddamn back. And that's what she's saying this man is doing. Her throat ain't sore. She loves chaos. She's addicted to chaos. It feeds her destitute soul. But we've already decided what we're gonna do with her, and we just allowing it to happen. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what I'm seeing happen.
What you gonna do about it?
Okay, would you like for me to do a three-way call over to the police?
And see, let me stop this for a second, because while she doing all that hollering, you ain't gonna be surprised when she can't say nothing.
Them and tell them
he's not at home.
How you know?
Okay, still you can call. We can do a three-way call, and you can.
He's in the streets, plotting and waiting for my location on my phone to pop up in an area where he can, so he can kill me.
How do you know? Well, you only got a quarter tank of gas. You can't really go nowhere. In your new E-Class, apparently. You can't go nowhere. What's a quarter tank of gas? You can't go nowhere. My car won't even run on a quarter tank of gas. Shoot, if you got a luxury car and you got a quarter tank of gas, your car be like, I need to get to Shell or Chevron quickly, mama. Shit, if I got 50 miles on my car, it'd be like, hibit. But she got a Ford Flex. Them Ford Flexes will drive on air. That's one thing I love about a Ford. Man, you could drive a Ford empty and it's still gonna go. But anyway, how he gonna find her? Where she go? Where can she go? She got a quarter tank of gas. He's waiting for her to get in an area where she can get her. Hasn't he been to that hotel? Haven't we seen that blanket before? Wasn't that the office? Now she just said she was in her studio. But 2 weeks ago, that was the office where the Waffle House box was holding up the phone for her to yell curse words at the TV that doesn't talk back and say, Gina, they lied on us. This is studio in the office. It looked like fucking dirty ass.
Okay, and so if you feel threatened, and there's ways that the police can get to him or call him.
Ain't y'all the veterans? Ain't y'all the veterans hotline?
This is the crisis line.
Exactly, this is a crisis. So tell me something.
Y'all see the
Why
comment?
you asking me to call the police and I called you?
Because
he served his country. Y'all shot him full of anthrax. He's all kinds of fucked up from the IED.
Yeah, I was on the phone with somebody like that today, and I started counting the seconds because I get paid regardless. So let me just count the seconds and count my money. Well, I'm going to give you the utmost respect. I promise that. I'm not going to disrespect you. The only thing I ask is for the same in return. And I'm not yelling at you and I'm not calling you names. But if you continue with this behavior, I won't have any choice but to disconnect the call. Well, I did tell you I was going to go ahead and disconnect this call if you kept talking to me like this. And, there's nothing anybody has to do to take this kind of behavior. So I want to thank you for choosing blah, blah, blah. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Click. The fact that this person stayed on this phone this long, they're a consummate professional. A consummate professional. Yeah, she's got those histrionics down pat. She does not realize how uneducated she sounds. Jag does not consider herself to be a lowlife. And not that being uneducated makes you a lowlife, but not having an education lends you to more of a lowlife lifestyle because you don't have the education to be in the environments where people think and live differently. My daughter said to me today she never wanted to go to school again. She wanted a job. I was like, baby, if you choose not to go to school, you ain't going to like the job you get. You know what I'm saying? You go on and go to get a job without an education if you want to. Let's see if you like it. And she don't even have, Jaguar Wright doesn't even have a job. She's not even employable. And neither is her husband. And she doesn't realize how ignorant she really sounds. Like it's obvious to people who have education and who are studied and study or do any kind of ongoing study or education, people that read. You never hear Jaguar say, I was reading such and such, or I came across an article about such and such. Nothing. Everything about her is street. And that's my point. That's my whole fucking point. We got to really understand the mentality that she operates in.
She's blessed, seeing people turn into pink mist. He has all kinds of night terrors. He beats me up in his sleep. Don't even know it.
Why?
That's what y'all done to him.
Phone call.
He can't even work a fucking job. That's why he works for me, because no one else can hire him.
I said that. I told y'all that. Some women like men that ain't shit so they could build them up and then say, I did this. Some women like men who don't bring nothing to the table so that they can control them. I'm not attracted to that. It makes my dick soft.
I'm sitting here calling the veteran hotline, telling you that one of yours.
Now, I want to make a point. I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you something, and I'm going to make a point. And I remember where we were at, so I won't fuck it up. But I want to show you something. So I want you to hear how Jaguar has been talking to this woman, because this is the person who brought this Beyonce Jay-Z story to our community. And we have already talked on this channel about Geraldo Zuniga and how he brought us that bullshit about Shanquella. And we followed his tail for the longest, and the people that brought him to their platforms and never made him apologize, and we never made them apologize. We need to talk about this person that brought this story to our community. Now, you see how she has talked to this person on this phone. And I want to go back to her tone when this phone call started.
You've reached the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. We are here to help. Para español, oprime el número 2. To reach the Veterans Crisis Line, if you are a U.S.
Just
veteran or
listen to the
service member
difference
or are
between how
calling
she
about
started this
one,
call
press 1 to
and what
connect with
she
I'm playing this
becomes.
one for
your call
Ebony
is
L.
being
Williams.
transferred to the
You
Veterans
nosy
Crisis Line.
bitch.
Your call.
Now you hear her language, her dialect, her tone, you nosy bitch. And then listen to when the lady answered the phone, how she get in
Call
character.
will be recorded. Your call may be monitored for quality assurance purposes. During the silent transfer, you may hear beeps. Please stay on the line as your call is transferred to the next available VCL responder.
Just listen very closely to Miss Jaguar Wright.
The Veterans Military Crisis Line, this is Tasha. How may I help?
My husband's trying to kill me. He's stalking me. He's stealing my money. I can't get into any of my devices. He's fucking windshield on a car I just bought barely at the beginning of the month.
Is that the same person? From the beginning of this to 4 minutes later, is that the same person? This bitch went from
Hacking and following me. He told me, well, actually, he didn't tell me. He told my goddaughter that if I came home, he was going to consider me. I'm a shooting. Do you hear me? I will defend myself because he is a wild fucking animal right now. I will shoot him and I will put him fucking down. I said to sleep in my car last night. I got to call the police on him twice. Like, dude, he's been online talking all kinds of shit. He's spiraling out. He's
this
fucking
funny as
stalking
fuck,
me
ain't
and
it?
he's threatening to kill me. Which in my car last night. I got to call the police on him twice. Like, why don't you people go pick him up? One of yours is sick and needs help. And you're telling me to call the police?
Is that the same person? From 1 minute and 25 seconds.
People go pick him up.
Hey, can I start by getting your name, ma'am?
My name is Jacqueline Wright Johnson.
So if you feel threatened, and there's ways that the police can get to him or call him.
Ain't y'all the veterans? Ain't y'all the veterans?
This is
hotline?
5 minutes later.
This is the crisis line.
Exactly. This is a crisis.
So 6 minutes and 49 seconds. Is this the same goddamn person? And this is the person who brought us the tea that Jay-Z is drugging Beyonce. And the only person who was quoted in the story with a video. Several insiders said it, but Jacqueline Wright is the only one that got a soundbite. I'm going to take us back to where we were. Shit, I thought I knew. I guess I didn't.
L. Johnson Jr. His doctor used to be Dr. Ed Tahi. Then they switched him over to this other bitch with this fucking nurse that likes to call him and flirt with him and shit. Fucking unprofessional bitches.
Who she calling unprofessional?
Okay.
Fuck the VA. For real, for real. Fuck the VA.
His telephone number, ma'am?
For the second time. 214-664-5024.
She is harassing him. She is harassing him.
Do you have his date of birth?
7/21/84.
He right there with you, Miss Naders. And them Cancer Leos.
Okay, and the last four of his social.
Don't know it. I'm not a thief. He know mine. That's why he robbing me blind.
How do you not know your husband's social?
Okay, and his address.
I know it.
You know, I swear to God, I'm sitting here twitching and tweaking because I suffer from PTSD, and I feel like I'm doing a whole
When the last time you heard Jacqueline Wright say she suffered from PTSD? Now, just the other day, she became nearsighted and she had angina. And now she suffered from PTSD. Ah, Cancer Leo's in the house. Y'all confuse me.
Questionnaire like a survey.
Ma'am, when we make contact with him, I just want to
Oh,
make sure I have
July.
all the
I gave you his
information.
number and you refused. You haven't called him yet.
Yeah.
I gave you the number twice.
Okay, I want to
And
make
you
sure that
sitting
you
here.
are
You
safe
sitting
because
here. You
you
sitting here.
called.
Somebody said tweaking off
Please
something,
don't repeat
ma'am.
it.
Yeah, I gotta see these comments.
Okay, ma'am. Now I want to check in and make sure that you're okay and you're safe. You said you're at your studio, correct?
Right now, I am being triggered. My PTSD. I am triggered,
All of a
and
sudden,
you ain't
the
making it
victim.
no better.
Trying to be the victim and the villain at
And
the same
again, I am sorry
time.
that you're going through this, ma'am. Now, are you currently having any thoughts of suicide?
I'm thinking about killing you
IBS.
right now.
She
I
said
ain't
people
gonna
be
lie.
irritating her
Jesus
and
help
gives her the
me.
shit.
Please, Jesus,
Thank
forgive
you
me
for
for my
reminding me.
thoughts.
Okay.
If another fucking nigga asks me if I'm ready to commit suicide, I might become a murderer.
I just want to
I got
remind
everything
y'all.
Are
to
you
live
having
for.
any homicidal thoughts towards your husband or
No,
anyone
just
else?
you right now. God help me. I please call the police on him twice. Like, why don't you people go pick him up?
Hey. Hey, could I start by getting your name?
Please help me. Please, Jesus, forgive me for my thoughts.
Okay.
Shut up. Triggered and shitty at the
If
same
another
time.
fucking nigga asks me if
Oh,
I'm ready
welcome
to
back,
commit
Cake.
suicide, I might become a murderer.
That's for you, Miss Naders.
I got everything
Are
to
you
live
having
for.
any homicidal thoughts
Listen to
towards
what
your
she said.
husband or
No,
anyone
just
else?
you right now.
She just
God
threatened
help
to
me.
kill the woman.
Please forgive me, Jesus.
Now, this is the same person that called
Okay.
for help. I don't understand it.
Okay. But you said you're at your studio.
She said, okay.
You feel like you're safe at your studio.
There's a doorman here. There's security here. And I'm in a locked loft. And I have not left since I parked my car.
This woman and her stories.
And I'm not alone. My son is here and my goddaughter's here, who he has emotionally abused and battered.
When did that happen?
And they're witnesses to everything as well.
When did that
As
happen?
the 50 other people who watched him attack me last night like a wild dog as they had to drag him into Cockrell Hill.
Not a wild dog.
Okay.
Ain't you gonna call me?
Yes, I'm going to make outreach to him. Now, once I make outreach to him, would you like to receive a call back if I'm not able to reach him?
Yeah, that would be nice to keep me in the loop, considering it's my life on the line.
If I'm not able to reach him, I would not. If I'm able to reach him, I would not be able to call you back.
That's fine.
If I'm not able to reach him. Now, would you like for me to tell him that you told us to call, or would you like to remain anonymous?
Yes. Tell him I did it.
Okay. And now, so just to confirm, are you having any thoughts of suicide, ma'am?
Next question. I already answered that shit. You starting to get on my nerves.
Have you had any thoughts of suicide in the past?
Yeah, after I got gang raped and all and left for dead for 2 days. Yeah, life wasn't much worth living. And after my son was murdered, you know,
God,
that
Jaguar.
life didn't feel so right
She
after
told
that.
him he was dead to her.
What the fuck you been through? You sitting here asking me these motherfucking questions. What the fuck you been through, bitch? Call him!
Yeah.
And go get him!
Yeah.
Hey. Hey, could I start by getting your name, ma'am?
My name is Jacqueline Wright Johnson.
I just don't understand. Who are we talking to?
Okay. And a good callback number, Miss Jacqueline, just in case we're disconnected.
Like,
ma'am,
Don't you man me. Don't you fucking man me. Don't you man do your job. He's a veteran and he's losing his grip and he needs help. He doesn't need to be arrested because if he gets arrested, they're going to kill him because he has a gun on him and he's going to act a fool.
Thank you to
But
all
maybe that's what you
143
want.
people
So that's
here.
one less check y'all
Go
got to
ahead and
pay
hit
out
that
every
like if
month.
you are enjoying this pure
How about
entertainment
that? How about that
from
reality?
this evil woman who will
Maybe
exterminate
you want the
herself.
police to go get him so he can go into a full manic rage with a loaded pistol with one in the chamber, like he done said online a million times, and pointed at them cops, and them cops shoot him dead, and then Uncle Sam get to say,
Y'all ever heard Gerald say that online? You ever heard him put a gun in the chamber? Now he did say he showed it on the interview because it was asked. I believe it was Hear Her TV that asked him about the gun, and he showed it and showed that there's one in the chamber, and he's skilled at handling that thing. But you ain't never seen him say fuck the police or nothing like that. You probably seen me say that shit. You probably seen me say that shit, but you ain't never. I don't think we've ever heard Gerald Johnson. Yeah, he showed the gun on the blue couch. It was part of the conversation. It was asked about. He didn't just come in like, "Ooh, I got a gun, y'all." It was asked about. It was part of the conversation. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying she
save a
lying.
few bucks. Is that what the fuck this shit is about? Is it? You know Texas is a one party. You know Texas is you do know Texas is a one party recording state, right? You only need consent of one person to record a conversation. And guess what? I'm motherfucking consent. Because I'm recording all this shit. Do your job.
She's a nut. Okay, so now, y'all, I want to get to the most important part of this conversation. Now, I included that story because I thought it was really important because Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Tina all told me to go to the source. But they weren't talking about Jaguar because obviously when we see her, we see she ain't shit and she's not a source. She's not what you would consider in news world or even in the legal world to be considered a credible source. She's not credible. If you think Jaguar Wright is credible, can you put like a ice cream cone in the chat? And if you think Jaguar Wright is a liar, can you put like a hamburger in the chat? Excuse me, I'm so interested to know. If you think Jaguar Wright is believable, please put an ice cream cone in the chat. And if you think she is not believable, please put a hamburger in the chat. Oh, she is turning into the boy who cried wolf right before our very eyes. I see hamburger, hamburger, hamburger. I'm reminded of that game I used to play back in the day where we used to build the hamburger. I think it was on a VIC 20 or a Commodore 64. Oh my God, there's hamburgers all over the place. I don't see any ice creams. Now there's 138 people in the chat. I know it's probably a lot of ear hustlers, a lot of eavesdroppers. I'm sure Jaguar or Angela or one of y'all versions of each other are in here because I've seen some things. I know who you are. You think I don't know? Bitch. I know everything. Welcome back, Miss T Taylor, baby. We are T Taylor, baby. The question is, let's just talk about what we just saw and knowing the backstory of the conversation that we just saw Jaguar Wright have with the representative at the VA's office. Now, wasn't it Jaguar Wright who said she don't be calling the police on Goomba? It's always a friend of hers who calls the police. Last time it was Angela. The time before that, it was somebody else. But remember, she said she didn't call the police, but the police happened to call her directly after. Burger time. Yes, that was the game. Yes, please get those likes up. I'm grateful for all 140 people in here, and I'm grateful for all of your likes as well, or your dislikes. If you in here, give me a up or a down. Don't just sit here and stare at me. That's kind of creepy. When I lived in China, people would do that all the time, and I'm like, Nishuyao, Nishuyao, God, Nishuyao Shinma, what do you want? I remember walking up to this man once. I was working out, and in China they have all the parks are actually for older people. They're gyms. They're outdoor gyms for the elderly because kids aren't allowed to play. The only thing kids are allowed to do in China is study. And so I was at the park working out, and this man drove by real slow, taking pictures of me, and he gave me enough time to go on my phone and write a note in Chinese that was like, um, "What do you want?" I didn't know how to say it then. I know now. 你需要什么? But I was like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "Oh, no, 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 no." I was like, "Don't go." Like, damn, you don't sit here and just stare at people. I remember people would just stare at my daughter, and I'm like, "You're creepy, nigga. Why are you staring at my kid? Ooh, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down or something. Tell a nigga what's tea." But yeah, this is the woman who brought us the story about Jay-Z. She's the only person other than Uncle Ron who said it. And Uncle Ron said, "Your worship what your worship." So his issue with them is mainly religious. That's baseless. Um, yeah, the kids don't play. I mean, little kids play and elderly people play. That's it. Once you get to school age, you do not play at the playground. You study, nigga. What you thought? What you thought? The honor of the family depends on your grades. And if you don't grade well, it's okay for you to kill yourself because you dishonored your family. Um, no, they not on it, honey. That nah. One day I'll tell you, they not on it. There's nothing a Chinese person has brought to society that they created themselves. Name one thing. So anyway, no, they are counterfeiters, and I don't mind saying it because I don't carry counterfeits. This nigga tried to sell me a Louis Vuitton counterfeit, and I pulled my wallet out of my bag and showed him. It's like, you see this yellow stitching, nigga? Where's your yellow stitching, nigga? Where your brass at, nigga? How come it's made out of two pieces and not one, nigga? How come the other side, the LVs ain't upside down, nigga? You talking to a motherfucking collector. You can't sell me no fucking counterfeit. Miss Naders, it was this store in Chongqing. I don't know if I told you about it. And they said they had real everything. They had shit Louis Vuitton didn't even make. And half of their purses was in plastic bags. You will never buy a Chanel bag in a plastic bag. God. But no, they're not innovative at all. No, they've actually said 2020 was supposed to be the year of innovation, and then they sent COVID all over the world. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, let's get to the next video because now I get to tell you what I really think. Y'all, I've been holding this thing in my throat chakra this whole show because I've been wanting to talk about what I really think.